As we explore fundamental reality or consciousness through the window of the quantum body and beyond, I want to share with you the three principal practices that I have been using to have access to my own fundamental nature. Of course, in a previous post, I mentioned my daily practices and also the direct method, which it has been very effective for me and has been popularized recently by great teachers like Rupert Spira, Greg Good, Lucille Francis, but drawing from the teachings of Atmanand Krishna Menon. And I've explained that method before. So today I would like to share with you the fact that if we combine the teachings of yoga, the eight limbs of yoga, Raj Yoga, Patanjali's yoga, and a deeper understanding of Sankhya philosophy, which is usually referred to as dualistic, although I have my own interpretation of it, and then combine it with the deeper understanding of Advaita, then we have a total map for the exploring of consciousness. And of course, other practices like mindful awareness and direct method, etc. So very briefly, Sankhya is one of the six systems of philosophy in India or Indian philosophy, and it is usually considered dualistic in that pure consciousness is called Purusha or Shiva, and then the fluctuations of consciousness are called, which are vrittis. Vritti means fluctuations or vibrations, or Shaktis, all of those words, they give us the experience of everyday reality. So the fundamental reality is pure consciousness. The fluctuations of consciousness are innumerable, and they're considered, well, they're actually, in Sankhya, they're 24, and they're considered the way we experience the universe. So that's experience of reality. And then Purusha, pure consciousness, is the basis of all reality. And in Sankhya philosophy, the duality that Sankhya talks about, Purusha or pure consciousness is fundamental, and it manifests as Prakriti or nature. Purusha is pure witnessing consciousness, unattached, unchanging, eternal. It does not act or experience. It illuminates what is called Prakriti. Prakriti is nature, creation. And Prakriti is the dynamic, evolving principle encompassing everything from the subtlest mental phenomena to the physical universe. It is composed of three inherent qualities or principles called gunas. Gunas simply means qualities. Sattva, which is creativity and clarity. Rajas, which is activity and transformation. And tamas, which is inertia and ultimately ignorance. Ignorance of reality, camouflages reality. Sattva, rajas, and tamas. You can think of them as creativity, transformation, inertia. And in modern language, quantum language, quantum, after all, we're talking about the quantum body. In quantum language, spin, charge, and mass. So this is Prakriti that eventually manifests as the physical world, our individual bodies, and our internal experiences of mind, intellect, and ego. So the internal organ that Sankhya talks about, the organ of knowing, Antakarana, that's Prakriti's finest product, is the internal organ, which is manas, mind, responsible for coordinating sensory information and generating thought and emotions and feelings. Buddhi, the intellect, the discerning factor. Ahankara, the ego identity, provisional ego identity. And Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. Jnanendriyas are the five senses, and Karmendriyas are the five motor organs. Then there is something called tanmatra. Between the mind and the elements exist the five subtle elements, or tanmatras, that represent the essence of sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell. So if right now in your imagination you can hear a song or remember a conversation or remember a piece of music, that's the tanmatra of sound. Similarly, there are tanmatras of taste in your imagination. You can experience uh, pineapple or Chinese food or spices. And so there are tanmatras for sight, sound, sensation or touch, form, which is of course sight, taste and smell. And these tanmatras are the subtle essences of perceptual experience. Subtle sound, subtle taste, subtle sight, subtle smell, and they are the subtle essence of the five senses. Then there's prana and the body. Prana is the vital energy that animates the physical body and is composed of five gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. See, earth, water, fire, and space are matter in all its different forms. Space is the vacuum, and so air is matter in its vaporous form. Water is matter in its liquid form, and then earth is matter in its solid form, and fire is matter in its transformative form. And so prana and body, they are also modes of knowing and experience, and therefore projections, and they are basically modes of knowing. Okay, modes of knowing and modes of experience. So think of pure consciousness vibrating as mind, intellect, ego, and then projecting the world through the tanmatras, the five subtle senses, the five gross senses, the five motor organs, and the experience of space, air, fire, water, and earth. And so this is Sankhya. But Sankhya, even though it's dualistic, is in a way hinting, or not hinting, saying that what we call pure consciousness and its modes of knowing, which I just enumerated, 24 of them, pure consciousness and its modes of knowing is all of reality. So think of a projector projecting a movie, okay? And the projector is the light of awareness, and the movie is the contents of awareness. And Sankhya regards these two as different entities, although interdependent, and says you can be in the world and participate in the world, but just remember that the projection is in time and Purusha is not in time. So your real identity is pure consciousness, and the projection is your experience, which is mind, body, and the world. And since it's a projection, you can be free of it as well. Now, what does Advaita say, Vedanta say? It's slightly different, but it's marginally different. It says that the projection of consciousness, the movie that you're watching, which includes, by the way, your body and your mind, that projection is an illusion. And a lot of people don't like the word illusion because it doesn't seem real, but we're in this world and it's totally real. So, they don't like the word illusion. So we can say impermanent reality, a reality that is changing and evolving and recycling, but impermanent. The only permanent reality is pure consciousness. So Advaita says this is illusion and you can disengage from it. And Sankhya says you can engage in it, but recognize that it is impermanent. And if you don't like the word illusion, just use the word impermanent from even in Advaita. Okay. However, Advaita says if you stay grounded in pure consciousness, then what is happening as the projection, you lose your attachment to it slowly because you see it's impermanent and nothing ever satisfies you because it moves on. And the only thing that is eternal is the joy of Satchitananda, which is pure existence, pure knowing, and pure bliss. Okay. Uh, Sankhya says you can do both. You can be in the world and not of it, and you can also upgrade the illusion or upgrade the impermanent reality. Since you're in it, you might as well enjoy it. Okay, and that you do through yoga. Yoga is actually the best way not only to access fundamental reality, but also to upgrade it. And yoga has 8 principles: yama, which is social intelligence; niyama, which is emotional intelligence; yogasana, the postures, which is understanding the body as a field of awareness through the practice of asana. Very interesting. And then pranayam, learning to regulate that body through breathing. Then pratyahara, interoceptive awareness. And then finally dharana, which is focused attention, dhyan, meditation, samadhi, transcendence. Put these 3 together, yoga, sankhya, and Advaita, non-duality, and you have a perfect map for accessing your true nature as formless, infinite, fundamental, irreducible, eternal, and timeless, and not subject to birth or death. So that's a short summary of yoga, Sankhya, and Advaita. I hope that's useful.